Well, it was just a matter of time that either one of two things could have happened. The Red Sox try to swing a big trade, keyword try, or they sell off some pieces because of their horrible start. Before we get into things, if you're new to Talk Sox, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification because you don't want to miss out at any video that we pump out this season. Talk Sox. Now, let's get into our little thing. Since trading off Rafael Devers last year, the Sox have been missing out on that big bat. During the offseason, there were rumors, they made attempts. Kyle Schwarber, Pete Alonso. I guess we could throw Alex Bregman into there. But, as we know, here we are today, and a deal did not get done. And we can't hide it anymore. The Sox need that big bat if they want to progress a little bit further in the standings and not the playoffs as well. Sam Kennedy was on the Greg Hill Show yesterday and mentioned that the Sox, they're fielding some phone calls for trades this early. Dan McCaffrey of The Athletic also echoed those words of Sam Kennedy yesterday in a recent article. They're looking for a right-handed bat in basically any position. And this tells me that they are in a panic mode for this big bat. There's no denying that the Red Sox offense this season... Sorry, Talk Sox, if I'm not allowed to use that word, but it's true. It sucks. In fact, the Red Sox rank 29 out of all 30 teams in home runs, which is 36, and runs sitting at 187. They are sitting with a WRC plus of only 89, and that's ahead of just 3 other teams. Yes, getting runners home has been a key problem, but also having that pop in the lineup has been a bigger issue to this. So what I want to do today is something I don't normally do here on Talk Sox. I want to do a what if. What if the Red Sox trade for this player? We're not going to name the player yet, but what if they traded for this player? Now, we're not going to look into trade packages, just more or less a hypothetical thing, but also could be realistic. And you, as the viewers, what I would like you to do to open this up for debate in the comments below, just go ahead. Lay it out there to me. Do you think that this is going to work, not work, or what kind of other proposals that you would like to see? And without further ado, so we don't keep the speculation going, I'm talking about today, Baltimore Orioles, Pete Alonso. Yes, I know, we have a first baseman already, but hear me out. Now, Willson Contreras is doing a fine job over at first base. He's everything that we expected. Sitting right now at a 140 WRC. He's got 10 home runs, 31 RBIs at the time of this recording. Essentially doing everything we've asked for. But the Red Sox, they need that extra bat in their lineup instead of relying on Willson Contreras. And we can also say that the Red Sox have Vladimir Abreu. I'm big on him. I do expect him to get hot, break out, surpass his 22 home runs that he had last season. Looking at Baseball Savant, his heart rate is at a 59, which is almost right around league average. So the Sox, they're desperately looking. Where can we find this big bat? But if the Sox were to trade for Pete Alonso, who are they going to trade that's currently now on the active roster to make room, since we already have Willson Contreras? And I'm thinking the Red Sox could possibly trade Yoshida. Now again, hear me out. The Orioles, they're not doing what they were expected to do this season. They're sitting at the bottom of the AL East. Pete Alonso, his numbers are down a little bit. The power numbers, they're still there. 10 RBIs, 32. Very matching to Willson Contreras' numbers. But the batting average is down this season to a 229 and an on-base percentage of just a 312. Alonso, last offseason, signed a 5-year, $155 million contract with the Baltimore Orioles, making him the highest-paid first baseman with an AAV of $31 million a season. The contract has a partial no-trade clause, along with no opt-outs either. This contract will run through the 2030 season. Yoshida signed a 4-year, $90 million contract with an AAV of $18 million per season that is set to expire in 2027. So without breaking down the numbers, since we're in May, Yoshida currently is owed, let's look at the beginning of the season, roughly around $36 million versus Alonso's $155 million. The Baltimore Orioles, they want to be in contention. The Red Sox, they want to be in contention. So how the hell does this make sense for both clubs? Well, to start, the Red Sox get to get rid of Yoshida, though he would be sadly missed. He's a great contact hitter. The Orioles will be happy to get rid of Pete Alonso's contract and just be hanging on to Yoshida's $18 million a season for just 2 more seasons. So it takes them off the hook from Alonso's contract. Should the ball club decide to head the opposite direction, at least they're not locked in to Alonso's contract long term. And yeah. I'm talking from a Red Sox fan standpoint. Why would the Orioles want Yoshida? That's a good question. The Orioles offense is heavily built around the long ball, meaning they are missing some key parts for a player such as Yoshida, contact-wise. The Orioles, currently at the time of the recording, are 22-29, and their offense has been suffered dramatically with strikeouts, underperforming key stars, and as well as the lack of base running. A player like Yoshida can bring on-base skills to the Baltimore Orioles. Currently, this season, Yoshida has a .352 on-base percentage in a very limited sample size, as he's only seen 90 at-bats. Yoshida is known for a little bit of pop from time to time, but other than that, getting on base, ripping doubles, ripping singles, and at key moments, he's been clutch. Hell, the Red Sox would not be where they were last season in the playoffs if it was not for Yoshida. He was the star producer of the offense. Why do we want to get rid of Yoshida? Well, there's just many articles, many videos out there about it. There's just no room for him on this team. And yes, bringing on Pete Alonso does not solve much. But the one thing that it does solve is what the Red Sox are lacking, and that's at the power bat. So there's going to be some more ripple effects if they were to make this trade happen. One of the other biggest questions is, when Roman Anthony returns, you're back to 4 outfielders. What do you do with Duran? Well, we're going to have to save that talk for another video. But this was a trial and error video. See if it works, see if it doesn't. But at the end of the day, it is going to be difficult to find that big bat. And I think Pete Alonso might be the answer. Or if the Red Sox were to find a bat like his on a team that is not projected to make the playoffs and they're willing to sell off some pieces. But looking at the Orioles, I think that this is match in heaven. So again, this is time for you, the viewers, to shine. Let me know in the comments what you feel about this. Red Sox trading Yoshida for Pete Alonso, essentially a salary for salary dump. Or should the Red Sox still explore this trade, but with other pieces? Now, let's keep in mind, I don't think the Red Sox want to plug too much more from their farm system. So we have to work with the active roster, and let's get those brains thinking. My name is Jeff with Talk Sox, and definitely looking forward to your comments. Have a great one, everybody.